Hi everybody, I am here today with another layout for you. This layout is my design team project for Wild Whisper this week, so I'm using the Chaos and Love collection. I'm also pairing this with the prompt for Scraptember again, which is fussy cutting, and I'm going to fussy cut a whole bunch of these flowers. I'm going to fussy cut these 3 hearts, and then I'm also going to stamp and fussy cut some of these flowers. So lots of fussy cutting. I'm going to start by going ahead and making my own title. I'm showing you here the little prompt list. Really love playing along with Scraptember. Super fun. I'm going to start by making my own thickers for my title. I do end up stamping a journaling spot using that stamp, but then I don't end up using it on the page, so that's kind of funny. I am going to go ahead and start by making some thickers. So here's how I'm going to do that. I went ahead and die cut each of the letters for my title, and then in addition to the pattern paper letter, I also die cut 3 craft colored cardstock letters. And I'm just going to stack them all up. I liked the idea of using the craft cardstock because I felt like it would work, provide some contrast, and look kind of cool against the white background. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my title. My title for today is going to be Twinning because the photos I am scrapbooking are from 2019. They are photos of my youngest and I wearing our matching llama pajamas. As an aside, because this is kind of funny, when you look at these photos from 2019, so we're talking about 3 years ago, my kid is now taller than me. I am showing you here all of the stamped pieces and all of the things I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut now. So I've stamped these 3 words. I'm showing you my favorite fussy cutting scissors, which is from Close to My Heart. And my best fussy cutting tip I can give you is move your paper, not your scissors. Cut using the back end of your scissors, not the tips. And enjoy the process. Keep your hands loose. So hold on to the paper, but don't tense up. You know what I'm talking about. Keep your hands loose in the scissors. Let the scissors do the work. As many of you know, I have lupus. So if I fussy cut and I get too tense, if I let my fingers become too tense holding the paper or holding the scissors, I do end up in pain. So I have learned over the years to let everything be loose. Watch what you're doing and just go slow if you need to. And I like to leave a small little border around my fussy cutting. So I am going to do a ton of fussy cutting for this particular layout. I'm going to fussy cut my stamps. I'm going to fussy cut the that flower paper. And I'm going to go ahead and do that all off camera so you only have to watch a little bit of it. Today's layout is going to be a 9 by 12 layout. So as I mentioned earlier in my video, this particular layout is from 2019. I am trying to finish my 2019 book. I only have a couple layouts to do, but the layouts that I have to do are layouts that are not 12 by 12. So I mix and match my layouts in my album, and for 2019, I need a 9 by 12 layout to put on the other side. And I also need some 8.5 by 11s and a couple 12 by 12. So I've put the album together and I know where my gaps are. And now I just have to go ahead and fill those layouts in. So you might see quite a bit of that during the month of August as I find products that match my photos and kind of finish these albums up. I cut a piece of 4-inch of this beautiful green heart print. I am inking it up with some Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. I'm going to place it across the top of my page, and then I'm going to take these 2 branding strips that I grabbed from one of the 12 by 12 papers, and I am going to kind of trim them up a little bit. I kind of cut them messily. They're straight, but there's a little bit of the pattern, and I like to trim up my branding strips before I use them, so I'm just going to trim them up, and then I'm going to place them both across the bottom of my white cardstock. And then the back side of my of that green heart paper is this really kind of neutral, fun splotch paper. And so I decided that I'll map both of my photos together on that paper, and then we can kind of go ahead and start playing with all these fussy cut elements. Initially, I did create, you can see there, I made a journaling box. I went back and forth about, did I really need a journaling box? Is there anything I really want to tell a story? Is there any story I want to tell about these photos? But in the end, there really wasn't. So I don't end up using the journaling box. I just set it aside for another project. If you're wondering about the ink colors that I used to stamp my stamps with, I use almost exclusively Catherine Pooler inks, and for these flowers I'm going to work with today, I stamped them in terracotta, whipped honey, and green tea. I chose the title for twinning, and I'm going to put it down at the bottom so you can kind of get an idea of where we're going to go with this particular design idea for this layout. So we have the top, the green pattern paper, we have the strips down at the bottom. I'm putting my photos up towards the top of my page. I'm putting my title down towards the bottom, and then we're going to have all of these words and flowers and fun things that we can use to kind of fill in the gaps between my title and my photo. Everything on today's layout is inked up using Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink, with the exception of my title, which I inked up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. Another little piece of fussy cutting going on to my layout right now. This is a cut apart piece from the my mind just stopped working. It's a cut apart piece from the cut apart sheet in the Chaos and Love collection. It says Mom Life, really cute, and I thought that I wanted to bring a little bit of the brown, that kind of terracotta-y brown that's in my bottom title. I wanted to make sure to bring some of that color up to the top as well for balance. And now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of create this clusters and scatters of flowers. I'm going to start with these fussy cut ones. So what I did with that paper was I cut it into a 6x6 sheet. From that sheet, I then cut out all of the larger flowers, not the teeny tiny ones. I'm not that brave when it comes to fussy cutting. So I just did the larger ones and inked them up so they have that fun kind of shadow effect. And now I'm just going to place them around the layout. I'm trying to keep them kind of towards the middle of my page or interacting with my photos. That's kind of my idea right now. I don't want to fill the whole area, of course, but I also didn't want to do like 3 big clusters. I liked the idea of having these flowers kind of falling down and making it look like they're falling behind my page, my photos, and my title. I fussy cut these hearts from one of the cut apart sheets so that I could place them around my layout as well. And I'm choosing 3 spots for that so that I can go ahead and add them, create a triangle. Plus I only had 3 of them. I wish there was a whole paper with these adorable like chalky hearts. They're so cute. And so now I have kind of my three little points for your eye to kind of follow the layout around. Now I'm taking those adorable words. I love how those words turned out. I just stamped them using my favorite black ink and then fussy cut around them. And they provide the perfect kind of pop of black, and then they coordinate too with the branding strip across the bottom that I use that has those same words over and over again. Now let's go ahead and do these teeny tiny little flowers. I wanted a bit more of a pop of color on this page. We have the green, and we have some of the neutrals. I didn't want this page to be monochromatic though, so I took these flowers and I went ahead and used and stamped them using like bold or deep or really fun colors. Like, for example, that terracotta color, it's kind of surprising. It coordinates with my layout, but it's not in the collection, so it really adds that kind of pop that I really wanted on this page. I love how this layout turns out, and I think part of the reason that it works so well is because of this beautiful pop of this rusty orange that I added to my layout. And these flowers are where we're going to call this layout all done. How beautiful. I think this turned out fabulous. Love this Chaos and Love collection. You can grab yours over at the Wild Whisper shop, and I will leave a discount code just for my followers in the description box as well if you are interested in any of these fabulous products. Okay guys, have a wonderful Tuesday. Actually, it's almost Wednesday, so I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will be back tomorrow. Yep. Bye.